Welcome back to another round of playing the wizards with myself, Radagast versus Alatar. So we recruited the wood elves at Thranduil's halls, and now we're in the untap phase, and we don't have a ton to do in our hand, except pick up this gold belt of Lorien, and the elfstone would be nice too. But I'm gonna wait for a major item or a greater item to go with the elfstone. So I don't want to go to a site specifically to pick that up. I could. But let's go get that fellowship. I think that'll help us out a lot. All right. So we're going to go from Thranduil's halls to Lorien, and the site path is Wilderness, Borderlands. We're leaving out of a freehold and we're headed to a haven. We can draw 3 cards because there's a wilderness and one wilderness in our side path. Our opponent can draw 2. Fog. Wren. Muster. All right, let's take a look at the other side. Hormorath and Brigands. All right, so they are passing through the Woodland Realm, the Anduin Vales, the Woden Foothills. So we can the Woodland Realm, the Anduin Vales, the Woden Foothills. So we could play something. Well, doesn't really affect what we can play. And then, when tapped, short event, bring a hazard creature from your discard pile to your hand. Discard pile to the hand. Okay. If I have rank upon rank in hand, maybe I'll be able to do something to them. 3 strikes of 11. They're just so tough. They really are tough. Well, maybe I can pick off one of the dogs. Let's see. We got to try something. Okay, so I'm going to tap Uvatha in order to pull a card from my discard into my hand. I think we know what that one's going to be. Rank upon rank. Oh, I wish I had more than one of that card. All right, and I'm going to play rank upon rank. Okay, and then, yes, so we could play 3 strikes of 10 and then do the attacker chooses defender. I think, well, let's do it the other way around though. Okay, so Ambusher I'll play Ambusher. That's 3 strikes of 11. Now let's go to the other side and see what my opponent does for that. All right, so there's nothing we can do to cancel that attack, especially since I think they're going to key it to the Anduin Vales. So nothing we can do to really keep that attack from going through. So now we need to hear from them who is being attacked exactly. And they will attack. I say let's attack the 2 hounds and Haldir. We're forever going after poor Haldir. Alright, let's see. So the hounds will tap. And I think I'll have Bjorn tap the Black Arrow to bring the prowess of this back to 10. So it's still 3 strikes, but now it's 3 strikes of 10, and then Haldir will certainly tap as well. Okay. Well, and that Haldir, when he taps, he has a prowess of 6. 6 to beat a 10. All right. 6 to beat a 10. All right. I may use Risky Blow. I may hold off. We don't really know. Let's see. They've Oh, by the way, I was looking through some explanations of the rules, and I found that when you tap your permanent event, that doesn't count against a hazard limit. When you play it, it does. So, for example, I'm just going to implement this rule now because it does sort of show, like if it's against the hazard limit twice, once when played and once when tapped, it is. It makes cards like Uvatha much worse than, say, the Mouth of Sauron, who you just play once and then he does the same thing. So I know I probably should wait till the end of the game before I start implementing some of these errata or these better understandings of the rules. But I'm going to say that they have only played rank upon rank and ambusher. So they have... They played 2 against the hazard limit of 4. Alright, so we have 2, there's 2 more after this, so we need to keep that in mind. But the dogs will, before I decide about Risky Blow, let's see how the dogs handle their prowess of 3, and they've got to beat a 10. So dog number 1 rolls an 8. Okay, very nice. Good dog. Okay. 8 plus 3 is 11. The other dog. And he rolls a 7. Okay, so 7 plus 3, so the strike is ineffectual. Alright. And now Haldir. I think we will wait. I think we'll hold off on this one. So Haldir's going to just take the strike as is. 6 to beat a 10. And he rolls an 8. Okay, so the strike is ineffectual. Back to the other side. Okay, now. We could try to play 3 strikes of 10. How would that shake out? I'm just afraid they're going to Lorien. I'm just afraid all 3 of those guys will tap. And yeah, Gimli has a prowess of 8, 7, and 8. To beat a 10. That doesn't sound promising. So, I will play Hormarath as a permanent event. By the way, when tapped, he becomes a short event that gives a +1 strike to any attack. And then we have 9 in our hands, which is fine because Elrond is in Rivendell. So we're good on this side. That's all we'll do. And then over here, we arrive safely. I don't think we need muster. Maybe we don't even need Risky Blow. As crazy as that sounds. And then... Okay, we'll just discard Dragon's Blood. I want the rest of these. Alright, so we arrived. Thranduil's Hall is discarded. We are in Lorien. And I have to ask myself, who is going to get this belt? Who's going to tap to get this belt? I forgot to do it last time we were in this position. Can't do that again. So I guess it makes sense for Bjorn to do it. Sure. So Bjorn will tap to play the Gold Belt of Lorien. That gives him 1 corruption point and +1 direct influence. And then Radagast is going to tap as well, I believe, so we can play something from the sideboard. What will that be? Something from the sideboard into the play deck, or I could... I think we need to put 1 card into the play deck, not 5 into the discard, because as soon as we're through this hand, since we're in the lead, we want to move quickly to to end the game. I'm tempted to put the Hallbrook in the play deck, or the Men of Lake Town. I'm worried we're going to exceed our limit on faction points. Okay, we're going to put the Hallbrook into the play deck and shuffle. I believe Celeborn and Galadriel are both in here. Is that right? I can't remember if I passed Celeborn already. Okay. Okay, and then we're at the end of the turn, and we may discard and draw one. Well, before we get to the end of turn, I could untap. Why don't I do that? I'm going to play Anforthi Hastened and untap Radagast and tap him yet again to do one more card into the... And let's try for... Let's try for a friend or three. That could be helpful to have in our hand at the end if we get some corruption points. Okay, so we'll shuffle that into. All right, and now I don't think I'll discard anything, and we'll just draw back up to 8. Gates of Morning, a friend or three. Okay. Other side. All right, so let's start Alatar's turn. So we're at Rivendell. The only thing we have in our hand to do is to go pick up Cram. We would love to pull a rescue prisoners and then be able to do both at, say, Goblin Gate, where minor items are played, but it's also a shadow hold. We only draw one to go there, and we could, of course, we could play some cards that we currently have in our hand, so that at the end of the movement hazard phase, we bring back up to 8, not 9, because we would have left Rivendell. But yeah, what are the odds that we draw one of the 2 rescue prisoners in this play deck, from this play deck right here? What are the odds? I don't like to go to shadow holds just to spin our wheels. However, I don't know what else to do. Maybe we go somewhere more dangerous. We could go to Gundabad. No. Okay, let's just go to the high pass. We're so strong. Everyone has +2 prowess from the fellowships. Everyone has incredible prowess anyway. Even Orphan has 6 prowess. We've got lots of cards to help buff us. So, yes. Okay. All right. But before we do that, let's untap. Everyone untaps. Good. I'm going to put Baratar under Alatar so that we have 10 unused general influence. That's great too. Great. And considering Elra here only has the one corruption point with after the fellowship modifiers, he only has 1 corruption point. I could always, it's really nothing to dissuade me from tapping to play Lore of Ages, which is just yet more prowess for everyone. Might be overkill. That sounds like overkill, maybe. Okay. But we're done with the organization phase. Now we're in the long event phase. I am going to play Star of High Hope. That gives +2 prowess to Dunedain and elves, as long as Gates of Morning is in play. And then, yeah, I guess we go to Goblin Gate. What the hey? Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find a rescue prisoners on the way. Let's see. So, Goblin Gate, we draw 1, our opponent draws 1, and let's do it. An unexpected outpost. Okay. Let's see what our opponent has in store. Oh, by the way, I would discard Pits of Angband, and I pulled a Light Drake off camera. I pulled a Light Drake from my discard and put it into the play deck, so that's in here. I keep forgetting the Pits of Angband. Okay, it's a lot to remember, folks. Okay, Mouth of Sauron. All right, very nice. So yet another opportunity to bring a card. let's see. They are going to high pass, but they just have such incredible prowess. Oy, oy, oy. Well, I think I will... So I think I'll play Ren and tap him immediately to bring Lure of Nature. I'll shuffle that into the play deck. And then do I use Mouth of Sauron to bring a hazard in? At this point, corruption is really my only hope. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play a Cave Worm on them. They're just too strong. So, but I will play Mouth of Sauron to bring Lure of Nature back in. So we have two Lures of Nature to shuffle back into. And that's 1, 2, and I believe that's it for us. I'll shuffle these back in. But back on the other side, on the other side, we will play many turns and doublings to decrease the hazard limit. We don't need to, but I just want to get some motion. And I could play Vilya. I really don't need to. No, we won't. Okay, so we arrive at Goblin Gate. We have 8 cards in our hand, so that's fine. And, well, we could stick around and see what happens. Why don't we do that? Okay, we will choose to enter the site after all. So there's an automatic attack, 3 strikes of 6. I'm going to play Dark Quarrels. Not because I need to, we could handle it easily, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm going to tap Alatar, who has the least amount of corruption that isn't Elrond. Everybody's got like 3-ish, except Alatar has 2. Okay, so I'm going to tap Alatar to play the Cram. And then I'm going to play Anforthi Hastened to untap Alatar and then tap him again to, I don't know, bring Galdor in. Why not? Let's shuffle. Okay, and then we can discard 1. Don't need him. And bring our hand back to 8. Tom. Vanishment. A friend or 3. And sell swords between charters. Alright, well, no rescue prisoners for us. Ha. Other side? We're going to discard Gates of Mourning. And Lure of Nature. Okay, there we go. And that's the end of that round.